What's that?
Young man.
Not all of us are still barely getting
drinking age.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Matt.
I'm Rob.
I'm Joe.
And you're watching the Bluegrass Whiskey Review.
Sweet.
What do we got today, guys?
We've got the new Woodford Wheated Whiskey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So not a bourbon like our friend Mr. Weller or
Yep.
The glorious Maker's Mark over here, but a wheated whiskey.
Not a rye. He said a wheated whiskey.
Straight Kentucky straight. So with the Kentucky straight, it actually requires certain requirements, right? So with bourbon, we're 51% corn. With rye, we're 51% rye. And with wheat, of course, we're 51% wheat. So
I think Woodford kind of caught on to, you know, the fame of our makers, lovely makers, and the Weller line. Let's see, what else is wheated out there?
Bernheim has got a wheated whiskey, so Bernheim's probably
Larceny, heavily wheated. So, you know, definitely jumping forward. And there's not a lot of wheated whiskeys out there. Those are wheated bourbons, wheated whiskey.
Yeah. So Bernheim is the only one that comes to mind with me. So
this will be my first time having a wheated whiskey.
So I think you probably would note some of the similar, you know, flavor profile, the real sweetness of that wheat coming through. I'm really excited to try it. To be honest, I've heard some mixed reviews from the crowd, but to each his own. You know, everybody's going to have their own opinion. That's kind of why we're here, to share ours with you and kind of try new things. And you know, everybody kind of likes what they like, so it's real interesting to find out.
What's the price point on that, Rob?
So that one was right around 35, 36. So it's about the same as standard Woodford. So Woodford's got, you know, Chris Morris has been quoted as saying they have, you know, a full line now with the wheated whiskey coming in the fold. So you've got your Woodford, you've got Woodford Double Oak, which I'm a huge fan of. And then we've got the malted, which came out a year or so ago. Yeah. Now the wheated. So pretty excited to test this one out. Do you guys want to give it a pour?
Yeah, so you know, sticking with the original kind of Woodford bourbon bottle design, I think it's really neat.
I think it's sleek and classy.
It is. It does have that classy feel to it, I will admit.
Yeah, I think as a young man, Woodford was one of those. Woodford and Makers were like those first two. Like, yeah, you're drinking a nice bourbon. I know we're drinking the wheated today, but what's that?
Young man.
Not all of us are still barely getting
drinking age.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of felt like, you know, I started off doing Jack and Cokes like we all did. Kind of switched that to Makers and Cokes, and kind of switched to drinking some Makers on the rocks. And then it was really, I think Woodford was like, oh man, this is actually really good. So it was like kind of that next step up of bourbon that I felt, oh, paying a couple more dollars for. I think it's pretty similar to the same price point, but I think the bottle design has a lot to do with that. It is really elegant, it's really sleek, it's different from everything out there.
I feel like if you go to a bar, it's normally on the premium list. Normally.
And I would look to see that the wheated is going to follow suit, right? So, so with all of the Woodford lineup being in that, especially here in Kentucky, they're big, huge partnership with the Kentucky Derby and all that. So I look to see. I'm excited to taste this because obviously we've chased the Weller constantly, having a past being employed by. Maker's parent company and Woodford's parent company in two different situations. Both of these I've been a fan of, so I'm excited to try this for that fact and if it can compete with that wheated bourbon, right? So this is not a wheated whiskey, but a wheated bourbon, so higher wheat in the mash bill. So excited to try it out and see what we get, see if we can rely on this when we can't get our hands on some Weller for sure.
Yeah. So what you guys seeing?
Definitely
light color. I mean, I'm not getting it, you know, a darker color.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some of the we've had some younger whiskey. So last week we were checking out Peerless, which was a 3-year. So I think it's definitely probably aged more than that. There's no age statement on there.
It's definitely darker than the
yeah.
Peerless was last week.
I agree, and there's not a lot of that amber or reddish tones that we got out of the Peerless. So maybe that's due to barrel char as well. Something else different there.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
Shall we say it? Shall we say caramel?
Caramel.
I feel like we always say caramel.
It's that golden brownish color though,
Yeah.
on that tin.
Yeah. So what are you guys getting on the nose? What can y'all pull on this one?
Very nice. Not a lot of that ethanol burn, nothing blazing in the nostrils or anything like that. Which, you're not surprised. It's what, 94 proof? 90.4. Yeah, so not very hot, but I get a lot of fruit forward on the nose with some maybe baking notes with it, like bread, but it's like cherries, chocolate covered cherries.
Yeah, that's right, spot on.
Yeah, I'm almost getting like a birthday cake. Yeah, get that baking and
Yeah, kind of all in line.
Something just like a sweet icing smell or something like that.
Definitely sweet, yeah.
But I get a little of the cherry as well. So
Last week and this week we're pulling out some fruits. Banana last week on the Peerless, and then on the Woodford here we're pulling out some cherries.
perfect.
So what do you guys think?
Let's go. Let's try it.
Wow, yeah. That fruit hits you right up front.
It does.
Whatever I was smelling and tasting,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like you got a chocolate covered cherry cordial for Christmas or whatever, and
Let it sit on the nose too for a minute, and it's strong,
Mhm.
a strong cherry flavor.
Yeah, I definitely get almost like a cherry pie or like
that baked
bacon
cherry,
still comes through, and I'm sure that's that 52% wheat, right?
Yeah.
That's in their mash bill. So
Not too often am I able to pick out on the nose
Yeah.
and also taste the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, on this one you
Yeah.
definitely can.
I say this is a chef's dream, right? You'll be able to put this with a dessert, meal plan for that, and just say I'm gonna have a little rocks glass by side of say ice cream, homemade ice cream or something. That to me sounds delicious on a hot, Kentucky summer day, sitting out back. This would go very well with that.
1 scoop of ice cream with 2 sips of whiskey.
there we go. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely polar opposite of what you get from a high rye whiskey, but nice light pour. I think perfect description of really after dinner dessert, hot summer day. I think it really fits that. Curious, even from a cocktail point of view, where it can play in that perspective. Sort of like a wheated Manhattan or something like that, maybe. Just drink it straight.
I think it's definitely a summer bourbon though. Whiskey. Summer whiskey.
Yeah, we're going to smack our hand a few times on that, but
I'm used to saying bourbon and not whiskey, so.
Yeah. So the reviews on this kind of threw me off a little bit, but I think people are thinking, traditional Woodford. It's kind of what they do, right? When you think of bourbon, almost it's a well-known brand. One through the bottle, Woodford's everywhere. They're owned by one of those mega, distilling companies that have liquor all over the world. So it doesn't have that tried and true bourbon, corn-forward flavor with some of the rye in it or anything like that. So to me, that's probably where you get some of it. They were expecting more of a bourbon-forward flavor as opposed to this wheated, sweet fruit, cherry forward in whiskey.
So what do y'all say? Would you buy it?
yeah, I think at the $35 price point, I would definitely have it on the shelf.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're planning to have family in town, and cooking, some dinner, grilling out, having some dessert afterwards is definitely an after dinner pour for me. It's pretty tasty and it's pretty unique now. It's a different item from Woodford than their tried and true. It's still an elegant bottle.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to have it on the shelf.
I'd buy it, and I also recommend it, you know, to a friend to buy as well. This is Rob's bottle, so I expect it to be out next time they come over.
100%. They're all out every time they come over.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and even when you say friend, I mean, even if you have someone you're introducing to whiskey, I think that's definitely an easy one on the palate.
Definitely.
Great job from the folks at Woodford.
Be a very unique gift. In fact, speaking of gifts, Matt has, you know, his mega Woodford bottle over here, and that's engraved, right?
Yes, it is. Me and my wife threw a derby party, so it says McCroskey Derby Party 2019. And from my understanding, you can ship in your bottle, your Woodford bottle to Woodford, and they will engrave it for free, and they ship it back. Where we were at Costco, we got the bottle, and they actually had somebody outside at Costco engraving it. It took about 20 minutes total. That included waiting in line, so, and that was free as well.
Yeah, definitely a cool
little perk.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, especially, you know, if you could buy one of these for an out-of-town friend, maybe you're going to a wedding, or you know the guy since college and he's had a baby but he lives out of town. You know, get a bottle like this engraved. Show it out to him.
My groomsman's gift when I got married, I gave all my groomsmen a bottle. I gave them a fifth and had it engraved. I bought it at Liquor Barn. They gave it to their distributor after it was purchased. Distributor took it back to Woodford. They brought it back, and then they called me when it was there. So it's definitely a nice perk to have.
Perfect. Well, I think we're all in agreement that Woodford did a wonderful job with this new product as a part of their umbrella of whiskeys out there. So definitely check it out. Give it a chance. Again, don't get in your mind that it's going to be a wheated bourbon, because it's definitely lighter than that, but a wonderful pour, especially on a hot summer night. Now, we've got some really exciting stuff that's coming up in the next couple weeks. So make sure you stay tuned. Like and subscribe, and comment if you have any suggestions on pours that we should review, or any thoughts on the videos themselves. But until then, we'll see you soon.
Cheers.